As a musician in the New Thought community, how do you approach the process of selecting or composing songs that align with a spiritual message for an event or a specific purpose?
I'll go first on this one if you
Go
want.
ahead.
I have found over the past, since 1990, when I first started working at a church, that if you're lucky enough to know what the title of the topic is 7 days before the service, I could usually crank songs out to match the talk title because I can hear things pretty quickly. And like John was saying, you know, I don't even think about it now. I just know it'll come. And so I lost my train of thought.
So you're talking about the title, knowing the title if you're lucky enough versus.
So yeah, and so I just learned to prepare very quickly, and again, they don't have to all be hits, and you know, it just became easier and easier for me, like knowing I could do it, believing I could do it, and then I would just do it. I'd sit down at my piano, and I was kind of limited in my playing skills because I grew up more of a vocalist than a pianist, and I never really had a whole lot of formal training on the piano, but I would hear the melodies, and I knew enough. You know, by the time I was an adult, to be able to lay the chords underneath. And again, some of my first songs were just very, very simple. But
Sometimes simple is best.
Amen to that.
absolutely.
Simple is powerful.
What about you?
So when it comes to composing, my favorite thing to do is just tune in now. But, you know, earlier on, I think we all can say there's different ways, like you'll hear something and it triggers an idea or a melody, lyric, whatever. Sometimes the whole thing will just drop in your lap. You got the music, the lyrics, the everything. That's my favorite.
And I've had it come into my head, and like I'm in the shower or I'm doing something else,
Yes.
and by the time I go
Bingo.
to transcribe it, it's gone.
Lately, what I've been doing is waking up with,
Yeah.
like, I'm in a dream and I'm listening to some group singing, and I wake up and I realize that's a dream.
That's
Oh,
it.
God,
That's a
recorded
song.
it.
Yes.
I love when that happens, if I can remember what I just heard. But then the other way, what I've learned to do is cultivate that, the practice of what I call aligning with source and just asking what's seeking to come through. One of my favorite memories actually is with Penelope. One time, she knows this story. One time I was booked to come to SLCA, and maybe 3-4 days before, I can't remember exactly, she reaches out and says, hey, do you have a song that is will reflect our community and uplifting and about unity and, you know, the diversity, et cetera. And I think maybe it was email. And so I just meditated to ask what it needed to be. And I heard, write it. I'm like, oh, dear Lord, I got a few days. It's like this. Yeah, I'll have one.
That performance was so beautiful.
That was so fun.
And everybody was just tuned in.
Yeah.
It was a real vibe. And it still is a real vibe. You are welcome
Which
here.
song was it?
You are welcome here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Nice.
And but the beautiful part, or what I was trying to demonstrate, is how by listening, often we're guided to the songs that fit the best, what to compose, you name it. So that's my favorite method. And then if a spiritual center is giving a topic, I'll do the same thing. I'll just ask, okay, what does this need to be? Now I'm lucky; I get to come up with most of the time I get to come up with the title and the talk and the music.
Yes,
So
yeah.
it's a little easier, right? But
Right.
sometimes it'll be like, hey, make it about this. So
And
yeah, that's
after
my
a while,
process.
when you write enough, you have a pocket of songs, and you
Yeah.
know the general topics. Like with Unity, there's the 12 powers, and so
Mm-hmm.
you know you have songs on prosperity. You start developing songs on surrendering. You start developing songs on self-awareness, on creativity, whatever the forgiveness, whatever the topics are. You start creating a poem. I'm sure you have a huge library.
I have a huge library. And so I'm thinking it's gravitated from this little light of mine, bridge over troubled waters, to now just this huge, expansive New Thought library. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to hand this off to somebody, even though we know that
Yeah.
there's a library.
With Unity Worldwide?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But certainly these hard copies should be sent, I guess, to the Unity Library eventually. But I was also thinking, I like to, certainly right now, I don't think it was always this way, but there's a year-long categories. So you have your themes for each month and then themes for each Sunday. So they've progressed now that the ministers know as it's a collective that can put that together.
Are CSLs all following the same
Yeah.
train of thought every month?
It's
the same
an
topics?
opportunity.
Yes.
So we do
Okay.
that
That's
Yeah.
cool.
in our community. So it gives you that. So now I can book a few months out and say, hey, this is our theme.
Oh, that's great.
And it doesn't have to come from the minister themselves, even though we
Right.
tweak it a little bit because it's somewhat kind of goofy. But
Yeah.
Now, maybe unique, maybe not, but one thing that, for me, like what I hear about ministry, it expands and includes CSL, includes these other areas, but also like for me, it includes the events we create and the retreats we create.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we're creating these
And you're doing
experiences
more and more of that.
a lot, where we create these experiences where we integrate music and it's such an essential part of the experience. Like we just did Ricky Byers' Spring Revival, where you were, right?
Yeah, I was there. It was wonderful.
Where was that?
That
here
was
in
in
Atlanta?
Lake Junaluska in North Carolina, right near
Oh,
Asheville.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful
Yeah,
setting, too.
yeah.
Beautiful setting, but the whole thing centered around music. Like it's just a musical experience. And this was Ricky's vision, right? She wanted to do something.
She's from North Carolina originally.
Exactly.
isn't she?
Going back home and just lifting people's spirits, rejuvenation, the whole night. It was such a beautiful time to get into this state of celebration, of high vibe, of reverence, just all these different ways,
How
right?
many people were there? Do you remember the head
It's
count?
about 100. Yeah,
That's
the
enough.
main
That's
concert
enough
at least.
to create a cool vibe.
Yeah, but it's things like that I feel, and then expanding even beyond like our concerts and I'm working on what I've been hearing is working on this project called Reverence. That's a musical. It's just something different. Then I got this other project been hearing, and it's about the elements. You mentioned something, Penelope, that I think you called it theosophy or something like that.
yeah, School of Theosophy, which is out of England.
I don't know much about it, but what you said made me think about
Yeah, the
what's
elements.
yeah the elements, and so a lot of what I've been tuning into and bringing about has been about the elements. It's been beautiful. So got a whole project like that, and to me that's ministry. Like that is
It is, and that's source. I mean,
yeah,
it is we're given that as a part of our gift.
bingo.
If we can see and hear love as it's breathing itself through us in our art form.
Yeah.
It's just simply, we're just here to exhale that into the community.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why it becomes so amorphous. They don't know what to do with us. It's like, how do you pay the musicians and what do they do? And they tickle the ivories. I'm like, dude, hold on now. I just got my couple of degrees now. I don't tickle the ivories anymore, man. Come on now.
Yeah.
But, we're still, over there, those people over there, they're our creative arts team. They
You're
still
right,
don't know
right.
what to do with us. It's like,
That is why I'm not a music director anymore. Yeah. It's like you. It's just easier to create the whole thing and then
Yeah.
just be able to slide into different locations and do the whole thing and just make it a little more cohesive. But there are ministers out there that have always been savvy about. Carol O'Connell was one of them, and a very trend-setting minister in that way, I do believe. Letty Hammock down in
Letty,
Clearwater.
yeah,
She and
I
Sue
love Letty.
Riley are very much in. And whenever we sub in and do the church there, Letty always uses our song lyrics as
Yeah,
part
she's
of the
good.
prayers that she's doing in the other halves. Where was the place that you and I went out in San Francisco on our way to Asilomar that year? We dropped into the ladies' church, and the main minister wasn't there, but the church was the service was going seamlessly. Was it One Heart? What was the name of that?
Reverend Deborah Johnson, Interlight
Deborah.
Ministries.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Reverend Deborah.
And like the music and everything, there was no introduction, there was no awkwardness of things.
yeah.
Things just flowed, and then a song would start, and then someone would be right there ready to do their thing, and it was like, oh,
And each person you've just mentioned, Reverend Deborah, Letty, had experiences with them too, and they're able to weave and creatively, be
Yeah.
in tune and be very aligned, and you feel that synchronicity and that magic of when people are tuned in. Like you have these things happening, you can tell, or at least
Yeah.
I won't assume, but it feels like they're doing the work and expressing in a more creative
Well, that's also,
way.
to me, kind of like the African American church. Things are moving, and the music is integrating its way into the service a
Right,
little more,
right,
rather
yeah.
than.
And it's almost
and
like
now,
impromptu
and
jazz.
Now, you know,
Yeah.
Right, it's part of
Little
yeah.
fillers
You don't
that
hear
are
the
just being
mechanics.
slid in.
You feel the
Exactly.
spirit.
That's yes.
So
That's
that's-
like Hillside. Hillside.
That's
the other
right.
day. We were just talking about this. Had the blessing for the first time to go and give a talk there.
I can't believe that was your
and do
first
music.
time doing
First
it.
time doing it. I was telling my wife before we booked it, I was like, man, that's the only church I haven't, like,
That's
our
crazy.
circles that I
Yeah.
haven't spoken at. So we finally went back. But as I was moving up to give the talk, they're doing the music behind me. And it was so perfect. We didn't plan any of this. It's just the band, it's just what they do. They put this perfect background.
Keith,
As
right?
Keith, as I'm tuning into just the energy and what needs to come through, and the music was just perfectly supported. I'm just like, oh, this is beautiful.
creation.
But just what you just said,
Yeah.
it's part of it. So I love that. Yeah.
It's that improvisation.
Just organic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a song that was requested by the great Penelope for the community she was working with, tuned in, tapped in, and kind of downloaded it. It's called You Are Welcome Here. There is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me and you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love and welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. See with new eyes, allow and unfold. Embrace and let go. Trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. And breathe in and out. Slowly feel all that's around you, and all that you feel, and all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. And be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, 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 oh. When we unite. Yeah, welcome here. Love is welcome here. And peace is welcome here.